You can get the cards you need for today's Budget Magic deck and support the show from this episode's sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to Modern for a deck that I am super excited about. Not because it's broken or even like super competitive. It's probably like to the middle or low end of the scale as far as competition. But this deck is guaranteed to confuse opponents and have the salt raining down. So we might not win as much as we'd like to, but boy, are we going to make opponents miserable as we are losing or winning sometimes. I'm calling this one Teferi's Pool. Comes in at $100 in the paper world, 23 ticks on Magic Online. So not a bad deal for a deck that is guaranteed to lead to some super salty opponents. A quick reminder before we break down Teferi's Pool for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be spectacular of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So Teferi's Pool is a hard lock deck with basically a 2-card combo. So combo piece number 1, Teferi Mage of Zhalfir. So Teferi is a card that I'm really excited to play in Budget Magic because until it was reprinted in Iconic Masters, it was really expensive just because it was low supply. It was never like a staple. It seems playing sideboard sometimes, but in our deck, Teferi is combo piece number 1. So 5 mana, you get a 3/4, and it has Flash, which is super important. Creatures we control have Flash. That's not really important. In fact, we only have one non-Teferi creature in our entire deck. The big deal, though, is Teferi makes it so opponents can only cast spells when they could cast sorceries, and that is the ability that we are looking to abuse. So combo piece number 1, Teferi. Combo piece number 2, and you might remember this one from some decks a long time ago, Knowledge Pool. So yes, Teferi is another way to Knowledge Pool lock your opponent. 6 mana, has Imprint. When it enters the battlefield, each player exiles the top 3 cards of their deck, and then whenever a player casts a spell, basically what happens is the spell they cast gets exiled by Knowledge Pool, and then you get to cast any spell from under Knowledge Pool for free. So you can probably see where we're going here. It's not all that intuitive, but basically, if we can get a Teferi on the battlefield and then play Knowledge Pool, our opponent can't cast spells from their hand. So what happens is they cast a spell, it gets exiled by Knowledge Pool, but there's a Knowledge Pool trigger on this deck that's saying, hey, you can cast a spell for free. The problem is, the wording on being a sorcery is, essentially, it means the stack is clear. It's during your main phase, and the stack is clear. So the fact that Knowledge Pool triggers is on the stack means the spell wouldn't be being cast as a sorcery, which means opponent just can't cast spells. They can cast them, they get exiled by Knowledge Pool, but then nothing else happens. On the other hand, since Teferi only impacts our opponents, we can still cast stuff. We actually have Knowledge Pool working in our favor, because not only can we cast stuff, but when we cast something, it gets exiled by Knowledge Pool, and we can choose any of the cards from under the Knowledge Pool to cast. So it's actually like kind of drawing us 6 cards in a really weird way. If we really need to cast a spell from our hand, we cast it, it gets exiled, cast another spell, we can cast the card that was exiled with Knowledge Pool. So that is the plan of the deck. The other super important thing about this lock is Teferi naturally protects the combo. So the plan is, we wait to our opponent's end step, we flash in Teferi. That's past the time when our opponent can cast sorcery. So they can't cast a removal spell on Teferi. They can't cast counter spells during our turn. Then we just untap during our main phase, cast our Knowledge Pool. Then our opponent is just hard locked out from doing anything. So this is the combo. This is what our deck is trying to do. End step Teferi, untap Knowledge Pool, opponent hard locked out of ever casting spells. It doesn't matter. You can have a Shatter Storm. It's going to get countered. So everything the opponent can do to get out from under it from their hand is just locked out of the game. The rest of the deck is built on finishing the game after we have the lock and also just strengthening the lock. So our finisher is Aetherling. So I figured there's some weird risk if our opponent can't cast spells, but they have creatures on the board, we can't attack with our Teferi, that we could not be able to close out the game before we ran out of cards. So the one Aetherling, we'll draw into it eventually. Our opponent can't cast spells. Aetherling makes itself unblockable, hits for huge chunks of damage. So that's just our guaranteed way to close out the game through the lock. Only a 1-of because we don't really want to draw it. We're not worried about closing out the game quickly. We're worried about assembling the lock as quickly as possible. And then Aetherling just cleans things up after the lock is in place. Thirst for Knowledge, Serm Vision, just dig through our deck at lightning speed, find our Teferis, find our Knowledge Pool, find our other defensive cards to support the lock. Then we have Azorius Signet, which just speeds up the lock. So when we have Azorius Signet on turn 2, we can play Teferi on turn 4, Knowledge Pool turn 5, get the lock set in as quickly and efficiently as possible. Then we have a bunch of removal, and these cards are really important because, remember, the lock, Teferi and Knowledge Pool, keeps our opponent from casting spells from their hand forever. However, it doesn't do anything to the board. So in theory, if our opponent could just have a ton of creatures on the board, sure, they can't cast anything, but if they can just kill us with their existing board, it doesn't really matter. So the nut draw with this deck really is casting a Day of Judgment, maybe turn 3 off of our Azorius Signet, turn 4 Teferi, turn 5 Knowledge Pool. That way the board is kind of dealt with. Plus remember, we get those cards under the Knowledge Pool. So worst case, we can dig through our deck with our Knowledge Pool after we get the lock set up to find our Path to Exiles, find our Condemns, deal with our opponent's board. Mana Leak and Negate are important because there are things that can sort of get around the lock. For example, our opponent could discard an Ancient Grudge to hand size, and since Knowledge Pool only impacts cards from hand, they could flash it back, kill the Knowledge Pool, get out from under the lock, but we can just sit with a Negate in hand or even a Mana Leak in hand to make sure that those really weird fringe things that can get around the Knowledge Pool, basically flashback cards, other graveyard-based stuff, aren't going to be a problem, aren't going to get our opponent out from under the lock. And then the final piece to the puzzle is Detention Sphere, which we can use just like another removal spell to keep the board clear like we're talking about, but it has additional value because the other kind of flaw with the lock in certain matchups is Ether Vial. So if we're playing Merfolk, we're playing humans, a deck like that, our opponent maybe can't cast anything from their hand because of the lock, but if they can have an Ether Vial or 2 on the battlefield beforehand, they still have a way they can keep putting things into play, which could potentially beat us. So Detention Sphere gives us a catch-all, gets rid of any Ether Vials on the battlefield. If it's not an Ether Vial matchup, gets rid of a Planeswalker, something else that we don't really want sitting on the battlefield after we get the lock set in. So just gets rid of whatever thing is going to damage our lock. Finally, mana base-wise, Ghost Quarter is actually another safety valve card. So the last way our opponent can get around the lock, if we can take care of the Ancient Grudges, take care of the Ether Vials, is creature lands. Theoretically, our opponent could have Raging Ravines, keep attacking with them, we don't draw a removal, eventually that would potentially kill us. Their Celestial Colonnade, if we don't have the removal, could kill us. Ghost Quarter makes sure that creature lands are not going to be a problem. Otherwise, a bunch of budget duels, some basic lands. In the sideboard, a bunch more removal, primarily for aggro, another Oblivion Ring for the Ether Vial matchup, same with Disenchant, can get rid of those Ether Vials. Then we have Core Firewalker Timely Reinforcements, just to stabilize against aggro, against burn. Like, the lock will beat burn. They can't win through the lock, but if they could kill us before the lock comes down on turn 5, turn 6, then we're kind of in trouble. But a Core Firewalker Timely Reinforcements should take care of that problem. Disdainful Stroke Negate for more counters, Tormod's Crypt for graveyard decks, Curse of Exhaustion, also another lock piece, so it does work with the theme of our deck. It can replace Teferi, but it's better against Storm. Storm can go off at sorcery speed to some extent. Curse of Exhaustion is a lock piece that is also good at stopping Storm from comboing. And that is Teferi's Pool for Modern, and that's our budget Magic deck for this week. So, oh man, I'm super excited to show this deck off. Like I said in the intro, I don't think this is one of the more competitive decks, but if you just want a fun backup deck to take to your FNM that is definitely going to have everyone talking about it, definitely going to draw out a ton of salt, win or lose, you're going to have some salty, confused opponents. This is a perfect deck for that. So I wouldn't take this deck to try to win a GP. It might not even win an FNM, but if you just want to kind of troll a little bit, stick it to some people in a really unique way, Teferi Pool is a great option, one of the best budget options for that. So anyway, that's Teferi's Pool for Modern. That's our budget Magic deck for this week. Let's get to the gameplay video so you can see the salt flow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, budget Magic time. We are looking to lock some fools with Teferi Pool. One land. We got Teferi. I think we got a mulligan. One tap land is not good. Ugh. Alright. Well, Prairie Stream to the bottom. One negate is also not the most ideal. Thirst for Knowledge helps. Thirst on top. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. We'll see what our opponent's doing. Horizon Canopy. Well, Port Town. Pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. And Voice of Resurgence. Alright. We'll play the Plains, and I think we just need to main phase this Thirst. Discard Azuria's Signet. Pass the turn. Not great. Double negate does not seem ideal against this deck. Tireless Tracker. We're going to need to find a Wrath, I think. Opponent gets in. Down to 18. Thirst for Knowledge. Well, let's Thirst. Discard Tranquil Cove and Plains. Play the Plains. Yeah, we got a Path Tracker, unfortunately. Can't let our opponent start drawing cards. Pass the turn. Still didn't find a Wrath. We're cycling through our deck well. That's good news. Opponent getting in. Down to 16. And there's main phase Collected Company. Come on. Courser. A Zeus. Oh my god. We really need this Wrath. Knight on top. Come on, Wrath. Wrath. We got 3 in the main deck. Serum Visions. Well, let's Serum Visions. Bottom. That is not Wrath. Serum Visions. Bottom. Top. Play Prairie Stream. Oh, this is so sketchy. What do we path? We're drawing Teferi next turn. We don't have Knowledge Pool. I think we just gotta path the Voice and hope our opponent can't go crazy. Alright, Scavenging Ooze. No land on top. Well, pass the turn. See what happens. Draws an Ooze. Ooze on top. So our opponent can start like trying to draw cards to get to lands. Down to 13. Oh, they have a Knight. I see. Knight of the Reliquary. And Ooze. Alright. Well, play a island. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, we don't have a Knowledge Pool. Opponent. Attacks. Does not attack. Oh, play Teferi. Eat the Ooze. Hope our opponent doesn't have a path in hand. They very well could. We could have tried to wait another turn, but we got to get some value here. No. Oh, they're just going to eat. Okay. Eat our pass. I guess they don't know that we don't have Snapcaster. So that makes sense. Ooze down. We're down to 11. Come on, no path. Opponent has the path, of course. And passes. Wrath, please? More lands. Oh my god. Play Prairie Stream, pass the turn. Yeah, we're in pretty bad shape now. We just have not been able to find the Wraths. Sacks, shuffles, fetch land, cracks a fetch land, shuffles, Temple Garden, sacks Horizon Canopy, Windswept Heath on top. Yeah, this is what they were looking for. Plays a land, cracks the land, plays the land, plays... Oh my goodness. Yeah, now we're dead? Opponent just had running fetch lands. Alright. Well, I guess we'll make them attack us, but opponent just having mono fetch lands on top of their deck, pretty good. Well, I mean, that's what the deck's trying to do, and our opponent happened to do it. And they attack with everything, and we're dead? Yeah. We just could not find Wraths. Well, we get to bring in 2 more Wraths, which are great. 2 more Wraths come in. I think we're going to go down the negates and just trust Mana Leak will take care of this, and just, yeah, run it like that. Removal, card draw, hard lock. With 5 Wraths, we better be able to find one. 5 Wraths, 4 Thurs, 4 Serum Visions. If we can't find a Wrath when we need it, I'm going to be very sad. Alright, we're going to keep mono Knowledge Pools. This does mean, like with this hand, we get to ramp into Knowledge Pool, which means if we draw Teferi, pretty good chance we just lock our opponent early in the game. Opponent passes. Definitely could use some card draw. Well, land, Azuria's Signet. Opponent cracks. Temple Garden. Yeah, that's what we want. Serum Visions, Thirst for Knowledge. Also, if we don't draw that stuff, Teferi. And probably Wraths are also on the list. Flooded Strand. Opponent passes. Well, there's a Wrath, which is reasonable. Island go. Well, now we just really want Teferi. Opponent cracks. Gets a tap land. Field of Ruin. And Knight of the Reliquary. Opponent passing. Alright, well, I think we gotta try it. Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. I mean, we have the hard lock. We're gonna have to beat the Knight of the Reliquary. Opponent gets in for 4 with Knight. Yep. Down to 16. Plays a land. Well, we will see. We will see. There's Teferi. Opponent Collected Companies. Courser and Ooze. Courser on top. Path, maybe? Another Teferi. So we can lock our opponent, but do we win from here if we lock our opponent? Yeah, I think we have to. So play the island. Play Knowledge Pool. Pass the turn. Because we still get to play stuff from under Knowledge Pool. So what do we got? Courser, D-Sphere, Serum Visions. All right, that works pretty well. So since we can play stuff from under Knowledge Pool, we can, like, play Wrath, Detention Sphere, the Knight. I think this is working. I think we got him. Opponent says, gee, damn it. What does this even do? So I'm just explaining them how dire their straits are. Oh, that's the best part. That's the best part. Folks are like, oh my god, what does this do? And I'm like, you're kind of screwed. Oh, yup. The joy of Teferi and Knowledge Pool. The utter confusion is the best part of it. Like, oh my god, no one does this in Modern. No one does this. What are you doing? Teferi and Knowledge Pool, come on. It's so great because even if you don't win, it's still just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This is what makes Magic great, is that things like this exist, and just the look of confusion. Paul's like, oh, I got a good value-y deck. I'll play my Coursers and Knights of the Reliquary. And we're like, ha! Oh, you can't guess things. Ever. Well, we'll see. Opponent, Flooded Strand. Gains a life. Craig's Flooded Strand. Yup. Alright, Kataki. Yeah, I can't cast it. Oh, opponent's gonna give it the old college try. You can't blame him. You gotta see. Maybe there's a Moto bug. So, Voice gets exiled. There's a Knowledge Pool trigger on the stack, which means it's not a sorcery, which means our opponent can't cast anything. But we do appreciate them adding more cards to the Knowledge Pool for us to cast. Do we have a concession incoming? I don't care if we go 0-5. As long as we make some opponent... Oh, opponent's trying to tap their mana. Maybe if I pay for it, it'll let me cast it. Nope. Nope. That's how it works. Opponent says, I get it. Yep. Oh, we're teaching. We're teaching people in Modern. It's good life lessons. Oh, God. Why doesn't everyone just do this all the time? Opponent gets in with Knight. Well, we will have to deal with the Knight. Yup. Down to 11. Opponent passes. Well, play the Island. Play Wrath, because we want Wrath under Knowledge Pool. We will cast Detention Sphere. Get rid of the Knight of the Reliquary. And now technically we have instant speed Wrath. If we flash into Teferi, we can cast Wrath under Knowledge Pool. So Knight down. Pass the turn. And our opponent scoops it up. Opponent says, somewhat impractical but cool. They just describe my entire career as a Magic content creator. That's me in one sentence. You nailed it. You nailed it, opponent. You got me. Oh, Lord. Oh, man, I forgot how much fun it was just to lock people. Oh, it's great. All right, run it back. We might lose this match, but, man, that was fun. Somewhat impractical, but cool. So we have Scry land, no Wraths. Sand is land heavy, but it does let us cast our stuff. Ghost Quarter is not super helpful. Yeah, I guess we'll keep it. We are a control deck. We do want to make our land drops. Scrying is nice. Feels like this is mostly going to be about hitting a Wrath. Ugh, Port Town, come on down. Alright, well, land on top. Oh, we just got all the lands on the top of our deck. Flooded Strand. Opponent. Voice of Resurgence. Yup, and passes. Oh my goodness. Oh, Moto. Moto, why are you doing this to us? Yeah, now we're in serious trouble. We kept 6 lands and had land as the top cards. Temple Garden. Well, I guess we should have shipped. I was thinking with the Scry, like, we hit a Serum Visions, a Thirst, a Wrath, pretty much any non-land cards. Then all of a sudden we're in pretty good shape. Well, this is definitely going to be about hitting a Wrath in a timely fashion. Voice gets in, down to 18. Opponent passes. Okay, it's an Aetherling. That's not a Wrath. Well, come on, deck, please. Just give us... We got 5 Wraths in our deck. Just give us a Wrath on top. Let us reset this board. Oh, all these Ghost Quarters are not good. Opponent plays a tap land. Gets in for 4. At least our opponent's only hitting us for 4. Down to 14. Wrath, please. Oh, deck. Play the island, pass the turn. Oh, this is bad. This is super bad. Courser lands on top, of course, sir. Noble Hierarch on top, but opponent can shuffle it away. Please, deck, give us a Wrath. Gets in, down to 10. Yeah, our time is running out if we don't draw a Wrath. Opponent passes. Oh, thank God. All right. So we did draw a Wrath. So Day of Judgment, sweep the board. Opponent cracks. Shuffles away Hierarch. Ghost Quarter on top. They still have this voice token, which is slightly annoying. Play island, pass the turn. So we need to draw a way to deal with voice. Opponent is drawing a pretty useless land this turn. Ghost Quarter. Runs out the Rexage, pumps the Elemental. 2 cards in hand. Opponent gets in with the Elemental. Yup. Down to 8, down to 8. Well, play Prairie Stream, pass the turn. Man, we gotta see. We gotta see how this works. Ghost Quarter. Huh. Okay, I guess we'll float a mana? I'm not sure why you're doing this. Maybe they have Ramanop Excavator? We have roughly an infinite number of basics in our deck, so. Azusa, Lost But Seeking, pumps the Elemental. Alright, out of cards. That is great news. This means we get to flash into Teferi and not worry about path. So flash into Teferi. Wow, we're gonna do this. Kill the Elemental. Drop to 6. Untap, play Ghost Quarter, play Knowledge Pool. Oh my God, we did it! Opponent did not have the path for Teferi. They are now locked out of the game. And our opponent scoops it up! Oh, take that value down. That was the fastest scoop. Well, somewhat impractical, but cool. Yep, that's us. Oh, God. Alright, budget magic time. Playing some Teferi Pool in Modern. And we'll try this. I mean, we got Ramp, we got the Knowledge Pools. Hopefully Thirst will find us Teferi. Port Town, Goo. Opponent. Urza's Tower. Well, we do have a Ghost Quarter. We'll play the Plains and Azuria's Signet. Ship the turn. See how fast of a draw our opponent has. Eldrazi Temple. Alright, so it's Eldrazi Tron. There's a Matter Reshaper. Opponent passing. We'll play Prairie Stream. Huh. Yeah, let's just wait and Thirst, I think. Yeah, let's pass. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. Getting in with Matter Reshaper. Yup. Down to 17. Another Matter Reshaper. Well, let's Thirst for Knowledge. See what we can find. Well, there's Teferi. Discard Artifact. Azuria's Signet. Untap. Port Town comes into play tapped. Well, play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. If we draw an untapped land, we can get the lockdown. Opponent's going attacking. Now this is the big choice. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to Teferi eat a Matter Reshaper? It saves us some damage, but it gives our opponent a card. And it turns on Teferi to Dismember. I think the answer is no. We'll take it. Down to 11. Alright, well, come on, untap land for the win. Untap land and it's game. Teferi. Oh, if we miss the lock because of Port Town, I'm going to be very disappointed. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Untap land. You can do it. That works. That works, Port Town. Reveal Prairie Stream, and we will cast a card called Knowledge Pool. And good game, Eldrazi Tron. Good game. We gotcha. Resolves. Teferi, Mana Leak, Thought Knot, Relic. Ooh, Warping Whale. Alright. Well, let's get in with Teferi. Actually, let's play defense. The one... they shouldn't have... Eldrazi Tron shouldn't have Oblivion Stone. That's the one thing that could happen is if our opponent gets an Oblivion Stone on the battlefield for free with Matter Reshaper, but they just shouldn't have it. And now our opponent gets to learn fun lessons about Knowledge Pool. Lesson 1. It doesn't work. I don't know what our record's gonna be, but our joy is through the roof. Opponent. Yup. Here it comes. They're realizing. They're thinking through. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness. So this is where usually our opponent either asks us a question or scoops. Maybe they're filing a bug report. It's not a bug, though. This is how it's supposed to work. Opponent says, I'm clicking the card! Some swear word beeped out by Moto. Oh my god, they're not learning. They're not learning. I explained it, opponent. I explained it. I mean, opponents spent 8 life too. I told him it's a hard lock. Oh, the swear words. I told him sorry. Oh my god. Oh, this makes it all worth it. It makes it worth it. Double dismember. I even explained it to him. I walked him through. Knowledge pool makes it not a sorcery. It's a hard lock. Another dismember. Swear words. Oh god. Oh, you're playing Eldrazi Temple. You can't give me that. Yup. So it doesn't work. But I do appreciate our opponent giving us all these dismembers. They will come in handy for killing their matter reshapers. Oh goodness. Oh man. The salt is real. Opponent still not understanding the interactions exactly. Makes no sense. It's still my main phase. It should be sorcery speed. But I'm explaining trigger on the stack. If there's anything on the stack, it's instant speed. That's basically sorceries can only be cast when the stack is clear. Nothing on the stack. And our opponent scoops it up. Draw some cards. Just in case they had an answer. They don't, but it doesn't hurt to check. Eldrazi-tron. Let's bring in the Wrath. Go down the negates, go up the disdainful stroke, go down an Azorius Signet, and I kind of want Oblivion Ring. Maybe Oblivion Ring Azorius Signet? Try it like that. Well, opponents learned some life lessons. Lessons in Modern. I guess we'll keep this. Path is fine. Urza's Tower. Opponent, passing. Well, let's just Island and Serum Visions. Knowledge Pool, Signet, man. Those are some sweet cards. Put on top. Pass the turn. Well, we got the combo. It can get thought knotted, or our opponent can get far enough. And there's Eldrazi Temple. Boo. Matter Reshaper. Opponent, passing. Yep. Oh, play the Plains. I think we gotta leave up the path here. I think we gotta be able to path a thought knot with the trigger on the stack. Or, oh boy, they're getting close to Tron. Opponent, getting in with Matter Reshaper. Yup, we will take it. Down to 17. Here comes Thought Knot. Yup, resolves. Well, path Thought Knot. We draw Thurs. Opponent gets to take one of our cards. We don't have an answer. If they happen to have one of their cards, we don't have an answer for that. Takes Teferi. Sure. We'll play Port Town. Reveal Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. I mean, hopefully our opponent does not go like Tron Karn. I think the most important thing here is to thirst for a Wrath. Alright, more Eldrazi Temples. Opponent, get in with Matter Reshaper. They got lots of mana, that's for sure. Especially for Eldrazi. Down to 14. Thought Knot Seer. Well, let's thirst for knowledge. Discard Azorius Signet. Well, our opponent can take Supreme Verdict here, which I'm sure they will, since that's our main answer. And then if we don't draw something, we might just be too slow. Like, maybe they take a combo piece out of fear of getting hard-locked. It does feel bad to get hard-locked. Wow! Okay. Opponent really does not want to get hard-locked. They're okay with us Supreme Verdicting their Thought Knot and Matter Reshaper if it means not getting hard-locked. Well, we'll take them up on that. There's 2 more Teferis to draw into. Island. Well, play Prairie Stream. And, yeah, I mean, we gotta do it and just hope for the best. Supreme Verdict. Hope our opponent doesn't hit anything crazy off this Matter Reshaper. If we make it another turn and leave up Disdainful Stroke, I feel a little better. Ratchet Bomb. Alright. Ratchet Bomb's not that scary. More Knowledge Pools. Pass the turn. Well, let's see what our opponent can do. We do need to find another Teferi. 2 are down. Taken up. Opponent. Ghost Quarter. Come on, no big threats. Surgical. That's actually kind of okay because... because we have Day of Judgment because we're a budget deck. So, kind of got him a little bit. That most of our rests are Day of Judgment. Well, we'll see what their follow-up is. I mean, they could still follow this up with a huge Eldrazi and we're in trouble. If we make it one more turn and can leave up Disdainful Stroke, then all of a sudden I kind of like where we're at. Uh-oh, they got something. Oh boy. 6 mana. And that's a fast clock, so we gotta draw an answer to Walking Ballista now. Opponent, passing. Oh, play Ghost Quarter, pass the turn. Jeez, we might just lose to Walking Ballista. That is not, not like that. Walking Ballista. Opponent, getting in with Walking Ballista. Yeah, we do not have many turns to find an answer to this. Opponent hits us, sure. 4-3. No pumping. Well, this is going to get Disdainful Stroked. Yep. Disdainful Stroke. Thirst. I think we just got a main phase Thirst to try to find an answer. Thirst. Come on, Walking Ballista answer. Ugh. Discard Artifact, Knowledge Pool. Play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. That is not an answer. We did not find a path or a detention sphere. Taking up the Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, there's a reasonable chance we just died to Walking Ballista. Opponent getting in. We got one turn to draw an answer. Hits us to 3. Down to 8. Yeah, we're dead next turn to Walking Ballista. Thought Not Seer. Okay. Well, come on, Day of Judgment. We need you. Takes Mana Leak. Come on, deck. Be good to us one time. One time. Syrup Visions. Redraw. Wow. Okay. Technically, this could work. Maybe. Oh, Ratchet Bomb, though. Maybe we should have just played Knowledge Pool and then Serum Visioned. That might have been better. Put on top. Put on top. Play O-Ring. Get rid of Thought Knot. Draw a card. Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Opponent takes up Ratchet Bomb. So we need them to attack before they crack Ratchet Bomb. Wow. That's the Tron land. Opponent. Oh, they did. Goes attacking. Condemn. Oh, stayed alive. Stayed alive. Pings. 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 Condemns. All right. Wow, they should have hit us for one more. Cracks Ratchet Bomb. This is actually exactly what we were hoping would happen, because that means we get to draw a Day of Judgment and kill this Thought Knot. Opponent takes Knowledge Pool. Oh. Well, that makes our odds a little less. Takes up Karn. Well, opponent's out of cards, but now we have to draw an answer to Karn as well. That's unfortunate. Play Day of Judgment. Kill Thought Knot. Draw a card. Pass the turn. So what we need to do now is pass. We can't Ghost Quarter because we need to Knowledge Pool Serum Visions. Opponent's passing. So play Knowledge Pool. Hope that we hit something good that can deal with Karn. We don't. Thirst, Teferi. Well, let's Serum Visions. Cast Teferi. Wow, we actually had it too. We had it, but our opponent happened to have the Karn. Seagate Wreckage. Exiles Teferi. Tapping, untapping. Ghost Quarter's a Ghost Quarter. Well, it gets a land out of our deck. Come on, deck. We gotta draw some action. We gotta draw something. Path is not super helpful. Well, Ghost Quarter the tower. And pass the turn. Opponent, land. Karn's the Knowledge Pool. Jesus, Karn. And passes. Alright. And we're gonna call it good. We can't deal with the Karn. Boy, were we close. Opponent, good Karnin. They don't have that many Karns in their deck, but they managed to find one of the couple that exist. Well, run it back, run it back. We're on the play. Come on, deck. Be good to us. Alright, we'll keep this. I mean, it's not insane, but we do get to Mana Leak something. Serum Visions to start filtering through our deck. Ghost Quarter. Do we want a second Ghost Quarter? Probably not. Bottom. Do we even want this Temple? Yeah, we'll keep Temple. Pass the turn. See how fast of a start our opponent gets off to. Power Plant. Expedition Map. Alright, opponent might be on the fast Tron start here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to Mana Leak, so let's just Temple. Day of Judgment to the bottom. Pass the turn. I really don't want to have to Ghost Quarter, but we probably... Eldrazi Temple, alright. And Matter Reshaper. Yup. Opponent. Passing. Passing. Oh, play the island. Pass the turn. Come on, Teferi. Power plant. Well, opponent doesn't have Tron mana yet. Gets in for 3. Down to 17. Oh, come on. We need a Teferi. Card draw, Teferis. Opponent passes. Come on, deck. Well, Serum Visions. Bottom and bottom. Serum Visions. Bottom and bottom. I mean, we're just digging for Teferi. That's it. Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. We have the setup. We'll see if we actually can make it happen. Opponent gets a Cavern of Souls. Yeah, that's annoying. Cavern. On Eldrazi. That's a good one. And Reality Smasher can't be countered. Yep. Well, that's 8 coming across. Opponent hits us. Down to 9. We draw. Thirst. How do we do this? I mean, I guess this is all we can do. Supreme Verdict. Blow up the board. Opponent gets Warping Whale. Play Tranquil Cove. Up to 10. Pass the turn. More Eldrazi temples. So many temples. Another Reality Smasher. Well, we gotta find an answer or we die to Smasher. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Down to 5. Opponent passes. Well, Path is an answer. That does take care of it. Counter target sorcery spell. We can't just Knowledge Pool because we die. We could Ghost Quarter the Cavern. Ghost Quarter Cavern. Path Reality Smasher. Discard something. Or we can just let this stay, which would make life a little easier because we could Thirst Path, but that would put us dead to a Reality Smasher. I guess we can Thirst first. Ugh, more Mana Leaks. Discard Mana Leak. Discard Port Town. Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Seagate Wreckage. There's a Thought Not Seer. Well, we need to Path Reality Smasher. Discard Mana Leak. Yeah, this has been a really good Eldrazi draw. There goes our Knowledge Pool. Yup. Opponent. Passing. Oh, playing more stuff? They're playing more stuff. Hangerback Walker. Well, we gotta draw something. And we can't get away from the Mana Leaks, and we scoop it up. Wow! Oh man, this is frustrating. Alright, budget magic time. Playing some Teferi Pool in Modern. And we got pools, but we can discard them. Humana Speaker. Well, gonna need to find our Wraths. Prairie Stream, go. Opponent. We're also gonna need to draw lands. Plays an island. Merfolk Mistbinder. Gets in 4-3. Yep, down to 17. Opponent passes. We'll play the island, play Signet, ship the turn. Opponent, Marrow Reejery. Ugh, yeah, we're gonna have to kill that. We're also taking 7, which is a lot. And we do not have a Wrath in hand. Thirst. Well, cast Thirst for Knowledge. Discard Mana Leaks. Path Reejery. And pass the turn. Not impossible that we're dead here. If they have another Lord, we're just dead. It's a Lord, and we're just dead. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, we didn't find the Wrath. We will bring in 2 more Wraths. And we will go down, I think, the 2 negates. Try it like that. Alright, we're on the play. And, alright, we got a Wrath, so we'll keep it. I mean, that's just our most important card. Yeah, so Prairie Stream, go. We also have Knowledge Pool, if we can find Teferi. Polluted Delta. Cracks it. Breeding Pool. Untapped. And there's an Ether Vial. Gotta have that instant speed action. Oh, Port Town. Reveal the island. Play Signet. And pass the turn. Come on, Teferi! We're up to 4 mana. We're actually not that far away from locking this down. I guess we also need to answer the Ether Vial, or our opponent can slowly keep playing things. There's Teferi. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Yeah, the Ether Vial is somewhat of an issue. So we'd like to find like a D-sphere for that. Opponent plays a Mistbinder. Goes attacking. Well, I guess we take it. Let's Thirst for Knowledge. Opponent cracks. Gets an island. Jeez. Alright, has a Spell Pierce. Well, let's Thirst for Knowledge. Discard Knowledge Pool for now. Play the island, pass the turn. Opponent vials in something. Another Lord. That's a lot of damage. I mean, we do get to sweep the board next turn. Opponent gets in for 12. We take it down to 5. Play the island and Supreme Verdict. Pass the turn. Opponent vials in Regerie. Untaps. 3 cards in hand. Land. Kumana Speaker. Taps our white mana. Okay. Gets in for 2. Yup. Down to 3. Well, we untap. Play Ghost Quarter. Day of Judgment. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Gets a Breeding Pool. Ether Vial. Staying at 3. Opponent passes. Alright, pass the turn. Vial. Staying at 3. Another Vial. Ugh. We really need to find a Detention Sphere. That's the big thing we're missing. Teferi. Because our opponent can keep playing stuff through Knowledge Pool with Ether Vial. Well, let's Serum Visions. Well, there's Knowledge Pool. Oh my goodness. How do we lose? I don't think we can. Put on top. Put on top. And yeah, we're going to do it. I mean, if this goes horribly wrong, it goes horribly wrong. Knowledge Pool. Alright, opponent can't cast spells. We are not going to attack. Pass the turn. We still have to maneuver through these Ether Vials, which mostly means finding a Detention Sphere. But we got the lockdown. And our opponent scoops it up. Not even going to try to vial their way through. Okay, we survived. We survived. Maybe we bring in the O-Ring, too, for 1 Signet. Maybe we should just be going down Mana Leaks. Let's go down Mana Leaks, leave a Signet, bring in the O-Ring. And, yeah, try it like that. I mean, that worked. Just wrath, wrath, wrath. Hope for the best. Okay, we'll keep it. We're on the draw. We have 2 wraths. We do need mana to cast them. Island and Ether Vial. Opponent passes. Land? Maybe? Alright, Serum Visions isn't bad. That should find us lands. Oh my god. Bottom, bottom. Or not. Well, it'll put non-lands to the bottom. Let's say that. Vial, taken up to 1. Cavern of Souls. On Merfolk. And here comes a Merfolk. Silvergill. Oh man. Silvergill revealing Silvergill. Opponent passes. Wow. We're having a heck of a time finding our lands here. Azuria Signet, pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, Lord of Atlantis. Alright. Well, come on, lands. We need lands. Getting in with Silvergill. Yup. Down to 17. Well, this is not good, but we got a thirst for knowledge. Discard Knowledge Pool for now. Play Temple of Enlightenment. Scry. Ghost Quarter. I guess to the bottom. Pass the turn. Wow. Oh, well, this is going to come down to our opponent having a counter. If they have a counter for this Wrath, then we probably just lose. But we'll see. They have a lot of damage. If they don't have a counter, Flooded Strand. Opponent gets in for 8. Down to 9. Yup. And passes. Play Prairie Stream. Play Detention Sphere. Resolves. Oh, man. How greedy is it to take this Vial? It's super greedy. Take the Silvergills. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Vials in. Another Silvergill. Well, Path the Lord. That is a lot of Silvergills. Well, now I kind of wish we had taken Ether Vial. Flooded Strand. Opponent gets in with Ether Vial. Yep. Down to 7. And passes. Well, we'll pass the turn. See what our opponent's got. Cracks. If this is Ether Vial, or Silvergill number 4, it is. Oh, Tidebinder. Alright. Tidebinder Mage. Well, let's see what our opponent's got. Goes to combat. Well, let's Teferi. Island Walk Lord is pretty painful. Kill Tidebinder. Take our beats, down to 5. Opponent passes. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. No attacks. Oh, this is quite the battle. Vials in. Harbinger of Tides. Okay. Untaps. Oh, this is going to be close. Opponent. Miro Regerie. Plays a land. Goes to combat. Attacks. So block Harbinger. Oh, what do we do? Path Silvergill. I don't think we can take the damage. Opponent fails to find. So we take 0. Thirst for knowledge. Discard to discard to fairy. Discard plains. Untap. Play Supreme Verdict. Or play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Vial. Taken up. Vial's in. Master. Opponent gets in for 3. Alright, we'll take it. Down to 2. Well, attack with Teferi. Opponent takes it. Supreme Verdict. Pass the turn. So we found Teferi. We need Knowledge Pool, and we need a way to get rid of Ether Vial. Kimana Speaker. Opponent passing. Another Ghost Quarter. We'll play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Do we have to Wrath? We're gonna pass. Vial taken up. Opponent goes attacking. Well, 1 tap tap. Actually, tap 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 tap. Play Teferi. Block. Kill Kimana Speaker. Come on, deck. Give us the answer to this Vial. Prairie Stream. Well, get in with Teferi. Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Oh, they vialed something? Wow, Tidebinder. All right. Well, we can condemn it, so we're not just dead. Opponent goes attacking. Well, condemn Tidebinder. Oh my goodness. Opponent's up to 14. Plays a land. We pass the turn. We are in a really fragile place. We're out of instant speed removal, and this Ether Vial lets our opponent play creatures at instant speed. Come on, deck, give us some card draw. Give us something. Not more Ghost Quarters. Deck, play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. We're gonna lose. We're fizzling. We're fizzling to the max. Vial taking up. Come on, Dak. Give us some card draw. Give us some filtering. Oh my god, Dak, no! No, not like this, Dak. Not like this. Come on. Opponent passes. No. Oh, Dak! Oh, pass the turn. Oh, we're going to lose. We're so going to lose. That's it. Yep, here it is. Vial's in. Harbinger. Plays Island Walklord. We lose. And that's the game. Mutavault. Opponent passing. Well, come on, Dak. You got to be kidding me, Dak. You got to be kidding. Yeah, there's not anything we can do. Play Port Town, pass the turn. I mean, if our opponent has a creature, then we're dead. Hooray. Well, no creature yet. If they draw an Island Walklord, we're also dead. We're just out of instant speed removal. Opponent passes. Serum Visions. Well, we have a shot. Put on bottom. Play an island. Play Knowledge Pool. Resolves. Dispel, Master, Knowledge Pool, play Day of Judgment. It gets hit by Knowledge Pool. Cast a second Knowledge Pool. I mean, we're still dead this turn if something goes wrong. Go digging. There's the D-Sphere. Well, pass the turn. This is it. This is the game. Can our opponent vial in something to kill us here? Not yet. Come on. No Island Walklord for 1 turn. Come on. Not this turn. Come on. Okay. That doesn't do anything. That's fine. I mean, the only thing that matters is an Island Walklord. Did we get it? If we survive this turn, we got it because we Detention Sphere the Vial. Oh, do we get it? Did we fade it? Are we getting the win? Is it happening? Oh my goodness. Come on. Tell me. I'm going to be so heartbroken. Oh, please. Tell me it's not. Yeah, opponent can't cast anything. It's all about that Vial. And if they can put it in an Island Walklord, that is all that matters. Goes to combat. Passes! We got there! Oh my goodness, we got there. Wow! So we get to play Oblivion Ring, trigger Knowledge Pool, and our pool scoops it up! Oh my god, we got there! Oh man, I thought we were gonna die. The lock came through. We had to go an extra step because of the Ether Vial, but it came through. It came through, and we locked them. Oh my goodness. Woo, man. Oh my god. Well, sweet. All right, budget magic time. playing some Teferi pool in Modern. And yeah, we'll try this. I mean, we're on the draw, which is a little unfortunate, but we only need one land for Thirst. We got both of our combo pieces. We got a couple mana leaks. Polluted Delta. Watery Grave. Untapped. And Serum Visions. Opponent. Top. And Bazin. Well, planes go. See what our opponent's doing. I assume they're playing Death Shadow would be my guess. Bloodstained Maya. Opponent. Oh, maybe it's like Grixis Control. Oh my god, that's not a land. Alright. Island go. Opponent. Crag's Bloodstained Mire. It's a Blood Crypt. Tapped. Another Polluted Delta. Man, please land. Man, if we whiff on lands here, it's so bad. Oh, deck. Oh, deck. Oh, no. Not like this. Well, this is brutal. Watery Grave. Untapped. We will discard Condemn. Opponent. Thinking over their options. Well, we'll mana leak Gurmag Angler. Come on, land! We need a land. Alright, there's Prairie Stream. And I think we're just going to main phase Thirst. We really need this to resolve. Discard 2 cards. Detention Sphere, Mana Leak. I think we got to keep the combo. I mean, that's our best way to win, is just flash into Teferi. There's Port Town. Well, Port Town, reveal Island. Now I wish we kind of kept the Mana Leak. Serum Visions. Bottom. Pass the turn. We kind of we need an untap land. Maybe we should have kept the Mana Leak. Opponent draws. Cycles. Death Shadow. Opponent's passing. Well, let's path Death Shadow. Opponent gets a land. Oh, come on, untap land. Untap land goes so far. That is an untap land. Alright, play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. If our opponent doesn't find a Thoughtseize, we got it. We got the lock. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent passing. Well, they shouldn't have a counter for Teferi. That would be unfortunate. Usually they're all about the stubborn denials. Oh man, we got there. Alright, Teferi resolves. And now Teferi means our opponent can't counter our Knowledge Pool. And board is clear, which means this is game? Unless our opponent can somehow win with stuff from their graveyard, which seems unlikely. Well, let's see how quickly our opponent identifies the lock. Play an island. Play Knowledge Pool. And this should do it. I don't know if our opponent knows yet that it does it, but we got him. Oh, Teferi and Knowledge Pool. Resolves. And yeah, I mean, now all we gotta do is attack with this Teferi for a few turns. Wow, that was a bad Knowledge Pool. Death Shadow's the only non-land card. I mean, we have nothing in hand, but that doesn't matter. I mean, nothing of relevance in hand. Well, yeah, I mean, that's game. Get in with Teferi. The lock is as the lock does. Down to 8. Pass the turn. Now this is the fun part, where we get to see our opponent try to cast spells, and then be befuddled, and then scoop. That is the best part of this deck. Is just the I forgot how awesome it was just to confuse opponents. Land. Alright, opponent. What do you got? You got some impactful play? You're playing it as a sorcery to get around Teferi. You think you got it. Oh, are you going to kill our Teferi? Oh, it's a dismember. Oh no. Whatever will we do? Knowledge Pool triggers. Opponent, learning a life lesson. Lessons in locks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yup. Opponent thinking that Knowledge Pool might be bugged. This is... Where do I click? I'm explaining it. Yeah, opponent thought maybe they were just doing it wrong. Asked where they clicked to cast the spell. We explain that that's not how Knowledge Pool and Teferi work. And opponent says they get it and scoop it up. Well, we got him. Alright. Death Shadow. Ugh. I don't know how good I feel about this matchup, but that worked. Do we even change anything? Condemn Path. Mana Leak. Negate. Teferi. Disdainful Stroke. Could bring in like an O-Ring for a Liliana. Maybe O-Ring, go down, maybe just one negate. Try it like that. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll keep this. We got mana. Hopefully our Certain Visions lives to filter, or doesn't get hit by discard. We'll keep. Flooded Strand. Opponent, passing. Well, Port Town, reveal the island, and Certain Visions. Verdict bottom, Condemn top. Pass the turn. Condemn's pretty good against Death Shadow. We don't mind having one of those. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand, gets a Watery Grave. Untapped. Our main challenge is going to be Liliana. Answering Liliana is important. Opponent Thought Scours, mills some lands. Untaps. And Polluted Delta. I mean, they can play a big Gurmag Angler, and maybe big Gurmag Angler is enough if they have Stubborn Denials to back it up and we don't draw anything. Swamp. Yeah, looks like Gurmag Angler or Tassiger. Probably Angler. Yep. There's Angles. Opponent passing. Oh, play Port Town, reveal the island, play Certain Visions. Mana Leak bottom, Thirst on top. Pass the turn. Hopefully this Condemn resolves. If we can answer this Gurmag Angler, then I feel relatively good about where we're at. Flooded Strand. Opponent cracks it. Steam Vents. Untapped. Certain Visions. We don't have the hard lock yet. Opponent. Go in attacking. Well, I mean, we gotta shoot it off. Condemn you? Do you have Stubborn Denial? No Stubborn Denial. Alright, that's good. Opponent passes. That also makes them gain a bunch of life, so they're a lot further away from being able to play Death Shadows. So we're just gonna pass. Plan on using our Thirst for Knowledge. Opponent has Thought Seize. Well, let's Thirst. Discard Signet. Opponent, I don't even know what they take here. Takes Knowledge Pool. Yeah, that makes sense. Knowledge Pool is the thing that potentially locks them, so Mana Leak's pretty reasonable. Let's Certain Visions. Put on top. Put on top. Play Tranquil Cove. So we found Teferi. Maybe we should have put the negate to the bottom. Negate just seems pretty good here. Opponent cracks. Yeah, I guess it's possible we should have just negate bottom to try to find Knowledge Pool for the lock since we found Teferi. Opponent. Gurmag Angler. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna Mana Leak. Keep the board clear. Opponent passing. Well, Island go. So more card draw after this negate would be the best. We'll see what our opponent does here. If they do nothing, yeah, I mean, we're gonna run out Teferi. Untap. Draw the negate. It's so awkward. Getting in with Teferi turns on Death Shadows. But I mean, we do want to kill our opponent. So we're going to do it. Yeah, kind of regretting keeping this negate now. Young Pyromancer. Interesting. Okay. Well, come on, Knowledge Pool. Knowledge Pool, Knowledge Pool. Pretty much just ends the game. What do you got, opponent? What do you have? Opponent passing. Signet. That's not a Knowledge Pool. Well, get in with Teferi. Opponent takes it. Play Ghost Quarter, pass the turn. Not gonna run out the Signet because that gives us a nice discard if we hit a Thirst for Knowledge. 1, 2, 3. We're almost to the point where we could Thirst and play Knowledge Pool. Very curious what our opponent's hand is. Death Shadow. Okay. Can't really stop that. It is big. Well, Path would be good now. If we draw a Path, we can just get rid of the Death Shadow. If we don't, we might have to just Supreme Verdict. Well, play Temple. Scry. Are we wrathing? What are we doing here? Detention Sphere is nice because it answers the next threat, but it's not our game-winning combo. I guess the other question is, are we going to... Oh, God. So we can just pass, take a Death Shadow hit, Detention Sphere Death Shadow, and try to win that way? But they have Young Pyromancer, so we're probably going to have to Wrath at some point. I think we're still keeping Detention Sphere. Pass the turn. Not going to Wrath yet. So ship the turn, see what our opponent can do. Watery Grave. Grow in the Death Shadow. Down to 5. Teamer, Battle Rage. I mean, I guess we have to negate that, because it's pretty easy to die. Gets an Elemental. Opponent. Gets in for 8. Well, we will take it. Yup. Opponent. Cycles down to 3. Oh, man, we are so close, yet so far. Opponent. What are they doing? What are they doing? 2 cards in hand. Snapcaster. Ooh, Snapcaster for Thoughtseize? To go to 1? There goes our Wrath. Alright. Yep, opponents to 1. And we don't have a way of winning this turn. Takes our Wrath. Well, Detention Sphere. Get rid of the Death Shadow. Pass the turn. Well, we're going to need to draw something now, or we might just lose to this young Pyromancer, especially if our opponent can kill Teferi. Knowledge Pool would still be great, as long as Teferi lives. Opponent, no attacks. Come on, Knowledge Pool. O-Ring. Well, let's O-Ring. Get rid of young Pyromancer. Pass the turn, pass the turn. Oh my god, this game. It is... Kavad card draw spell. Death Shadow. Alright. Well, that picks up the clock. We need to draw something this turn. It's a land. Alright. And I believe that that's game. We just could not find any action. Wow. Yeah, now we're very much out of options. Opponent Thought Scours. We have to chump Death Shadow, which means we lose to Teferi, and then we have to top deck a Wrath. Here comes Death Shadow, and the Elementals. Yeah, I mean, we gotta block, we don't have a choice. Oh man, I can't believe we're losing this. Well, come on deck, Signet, and we scoop it up. Okay. Well, we're gonna bring in another Wrath. Now that we know that our opponent's playing young Pyromancer, maybe go down 1 Signet. Oh man. Alright, try it like that. We're on the play. And I mean, I guess we'll try it? Definitely not exciting. We do have Teferi and mana leaks like crazy. This is one of those matchups where being budget is pretty painful because Leyline of Sanctity is just so insane. That goes so far towards setting up the combo and so forth, but it's a budget deck. Street Wraith cycled. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent passing. I'll play an island, pass the turn. We're going to leave up mana leak rather than Serum Visions. Next turn we can do both. Opponent cracks. Steam Vents, down to 15. Opponent. Serum Visions. Man, this would be the greediest of counters. Alright, we're going to let it go. We're not that greedy. There's some chance that we'd be mana screwing our opponent and they're desperately digging for lands, but there's Watery Grave. Untap, down to 13. And Serum Visions. Alright, you got them all. All the cantrips. Bottom top. Opponent passing. Little concerned about Stubborn Denial. They're going to have Death Shadow mana. Let's just play a Plains and pass. This lets us counter a Death Shadow and pay for a Stubborn Denial, which seems somewhat important here. Opponent Thought Scours. Death Shadow Gurmag Angler milled. Swamp. And Tassiger. Well, we will counter it. Alright, opponent passing. Well, play Signet. Play an island, pass the turn. Same plan. Mana leak with Stubborn Denial mana. Blood Crypt. Untapped. There's a Death Shadow. Opponent passing. Well, let's play Tranquil Cove. Gain a life. And pass the turn. See what our opponent can do. There's a fetch land to grow the Death Shadow. Yep. Watery Grave. Untapped. Up to a 5/5. Opponent gets in with Death Shadow. Cycles. Hits us for 7, down to 14. Thought Scours. Young Pyromancer. Yep. Well, let's get down our Teferi and see what we can find. We need to find answers. We could find Knowledge Pool. Okay, opponent just runs out of Snapcaster. Get another body on the battlefield. Yep, that's fine. Oh, come on, deck. Give us some answers. Or a Knowledge Pool. Ghost Quarter. Well, let's start with Thirst for Knowledge. What do? We could just reset the board, but then we lose to Teferi. Let's discard Mana Leak, Serum Visions. Play Serum Visions. Oh, there it is. Bottom. Play Ghost Quarter. Detention Sphere. Get rid of Death Shadow, and, I mean, this is the moment of truth. Opponent needs discard or to kill Teferi. This is their turn. Swamp. Opponent hits us, we will take it. Not going to give up Teferi for a lightning bolt. Down to 10. I guess I could also just play a bunch more Death Shadows would be bad. Snapcaster for Kolaghan's Command. Kolaghan's Command. Alright. Gets back Death Shadow. Oh man, what a draw. Discard Knowledge Pool. There's the Death Shadow. We draw a very useless island. Man, what a way for this to fall apart. Supreme Verdict, clear the board. Pass the turn. There goes our combo pieces. And opponent, they draw another Death Shadow. Jeez. And we draw land, and, I mean, we won't scoop, but that's the game. Oh, we should have had that. Oh my goodness. Oh my god almighty. Oh, wow. Yep, Polluted Delta, that's literally game. We scoop it up. Whoo! Wow! Wow, wow. Alright, Budget Magic time. Teferi poolin' in Modern. And, alright, I mean, we have the combo. All we really need to do is hit lands, and that should be the easy part. Temple, scry into land. Well, we're going to keep it. Prairie Stream is not what we were hoping for. We were hoping for one of our million basic lands. But, I mean, in theory, we have Wrath into Knowledge Pool. Well, Thoughtseize. Well, let's see how much our opponent knows about Teferi and Knowledge Pool. Let's see if they figure it out. I mean, I guess maybe you just take... Wow, takes a Signet. Okay. I was going to say maybe you just take Knowledge Pool because you assume, like... If you get into a Modern match and someone's playing a card that you've never seen before, you gotta assume they're doing something busted with it. No one's just like, hey, let's play Knowledge Pool. There's gotta be some degenerate reason for Knowledge Pool. Stomping Ground. Alright, up against Jund. Untap land would be pretty spectacular. There's a Goyf. Untap land for Thirst, please? Oh my god, every Prairie Stream. Moto! Moto! Why are you doing this to us, Moto? 3 of 4 Prairie Streams. Teferi, one of the reasons to play this deck right now is Teferi is actually pretty good against Jund in Bloodbraid Elf, because it stops the Cascade on Bloodbraid Elf. Also, oddly hard to kill. It dodges Bolt, it dodges Fatal Pushes, dodges Abrupt Decays. Opponent. Dark Confidant. Man, untap land for Wrath would be so nice. Mana Leak. Well, play Prairie Stream, pass the turn. I guess untap land... I guess tap land for Wrath is still fine. Opponent gets an Overgrown Tomb. Vern Catacombs. Cracks it. So here comes Bloodbraid, most likely. Bloodbraid. See what they cascade into. Inquisition of Kozilek. Well, I guess we just Thirst. And then Wrath. Okay. We will discard one of our many Knowledge Pools. We didn't hit a land there, which is annoying. So our opponent gets to take... a Mana Leak, hit us for a bunch, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But then we untap Wrath, hopefully draw a land so we can follow that up with Teferi. Even a tap land would be okay. We got an... alright, that's good. So play the land. We do have to just Wrath here. Pass the turn. We have potentially the lock set up. Bloodbraid here, a second Bloodbraid is pretty scary. Second Bloodbraid into Liliana. Yep. Yeah, now we're probably in a bit of trouble. Those are some Bloodbraid hits. Ticks up. We discard Knowledge Pool. Opponent hits us to 5. Yeah, I think the Bloodbraid action is just too much here. One Bloodbraid, we kind of had it covered, but second Bloodbraid hitting Liliana is just... That's too much. Too much. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Well, pass the turn. So we can, like, Teferi block Bloodbraid, but then Teferi dies to Liliana. But I guess Teferi's going to die to Liliana at some point anyway, so we might as well kill a Bloodbraid while we're at it. So kill Bloodbraid. Now opponent can tick down Liliana. Yeah, man, we had it if it wasn't for that Liliana hit. Alright, Kolaghan's Command gets back Bloodbraid, so they can tick up Liliana. Jeez. Yeah, that Liliana hit. We'll discard Signet. And a Scavenging Ooze. We draw. Nothing. Well, that's Serum Visions. There's all of our Serum Visions. Yeah, that does it. Well, double Bloodbraid. Pretty good. So, against this deck, let's bring in a... I I don't think we can bring in Tormod's Crypt. Negate is like somewhat reasonable, but we have Mana Leaks. Those are also somewhat reasonable. Maybe just like one more Sweeper? Go down one Signet? Try it like that? Those Bloodbraid hits. Pretty good. Pretty good Magic card. Teferi's definitely very good against it, but we have to get Teferi down before Bloodbraid. Alright, we get to play first. And, alright, we'll give this a shot. Lots of tap lands again. So, Temple, Scry, Thirst. I think we leave it on top. Thirst seems pretty good. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a tap land. And passes. So let's Serum Visions, get things set up. So we gotta keep Prairie Stream. Well, do we? Do we want either of these? I think the answer is actually no. Let's bottom, play Port Town, pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent, cracks it. Hopefully it's not a Bob. Condemn does not line up well with Bob. Alright, it's a Tarmogoyf. Opponent, passing. We'll play Ghost Quarter. Ship the turn. Opponent, getting in for 2. We're not going to condemn yet. Going to be more important to Thirst here, I think. Opponent has Thoughtseize. Alright. Resolves. Opponent, thinking over their options. Takes a Thirst. Tap land. Alright, so let's Thirst. Discard a Knowledge Pool. Play Signet. Play Temple of Enlightenment. I mean, we probably got to keep Supreme Verdict. Pass the turn. So we have Condemn. Next turn, we can Teferi into the lock. Opponent, getting in with the Goyf. We will Condemn it. Opponent cracks. Blood Crypt. Untapped. Is this old post-combat? Oh, Dark Confidant. Okay. And Tarmogoyf. Well, in that case, I think we just need to Supreme Verdict. Play Port Town. Pass the turn. Liliana, Ugh, takes up. We discard Teferi. That is going to be a problem. Opponent passing. Well, pass the turn. This Liliana's going to ruin everything. Takes up. We discard. Man, Liliana's so annoying. We discard the Plains. Tarmogoyf. Well, run out Teferi. We got to draw an answer to Liliana. Play Knowledge Pool. Unfortunately, Liliana ruins this plan. Play Tranquil Cove. Yeah, Liliana. Have not drawn the answers to it. Pass the turn. Close. Well, at least our opponent's doing some punting. Not really. We got him. I mean, we're going to lose to this Liliana, but we did get him. Actually, opponent putting Dreadbore underneath Knowledge Pool means if we draw a spell, we get to Dreadbore Liliana. Maybe our opponent Shame Scoops? That would be sweet. That would be a way we could win. This Liliana. Plays a land. Opponent's out of spells. Oh, we need to draw any spell. Any spell lets us kill Liliana? Oh, come on, deck. Any spell. Any spell at all. Down to 13. Oh, my God. Alright. Well, we did not draw any spell. We drew a land. Well, considering how bad that went, we still had a pretty good shot. Opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire. Now the problem is, even if we draw a spell to kill Liliana, maybe we just have to kill the Goyf, actually. Opponent's going to go attacking. Yeah, we would have to kill the Goyf. So we need to Ghost Quarter Raging Ravine. Yeah, this Liliana is causing all kinds of issues. That's what the Detention Spheres are for, but... Come on, deck. Not a land, please? Alright. And that puts us literally dead. Well, that went poorly, and we still had a shot, but we hit land at the worst time possible. So what do we learn this week about Teferi's Pool in Modern? And like we said in the intro, record-wise, not the most competitive deck. We ended up 2-3 in our matches, actually lost a duplicate match as well, so 2-4 overall. So record-wise, on paper, it wasn't great. That said, some of our losses were super close to being wins. Like, we maybe got a little unlucky in some of them. So I felt like we were super close to at least being 50-50 with the deck. With a little more luck, a little better running, we might have got there. So I feel like the deck, maybe record-wise, slightly more competitive than it looks. Obviously, being budget, there are some downsides. Like, Lane of Sanctity would be great in this deck to protect from discard, would have really helped in the Death Shadow matchup. So there's some upgrades we could make that would make the deck even more competitive. But the main reason to play this deck, like we talked about, is to just, like, lock your opponents, and the expressions that we got, and I had them pop up during the video because they were just so good. They range from, like, oh, that's impractical but sweet, to things like swear words just constantly, that's not fair. So just the reactions you get from the opponent with this deck are so worthwhile. Normally when I play on Magic Online, you don't get that much from the opponents. Like, they might say, oh, yes, I know you, I like your content, or have fun and good luck, things like that, but you don't usually have people commenting on your deck. And this deck was roughly, like, almost 100% of having opponents say something, often salty, about it. So I think it's a really fun, super unique deck. I like Teferi right now because it's good against Bloodbraid Elf. It stops a Cascade, and a lot of people are playing Jund, so you naturally have, like, a decent matchup, even when you're not locking people, with it shutting down Bloodbraid, although Jund, it's still a good deck. It's not like Teferi's game over, but I think the deck is pretty functional. We locked people with consistency. Some of our losses were just to kind of flooding out and not drawing our pieces. I don't know if there's anything we can do about that. We got the Serum Visions, we got the Thirst for Knowledge. If we were playing non-budget, something like Snapcaster would be great to be able to keep getting back those pieces. So I think there's a really good non-budget upgrades that you can make to the deck. But as far as the budget deck, we're right at the max budget anyway, so I feel like this is probably about as good as it gets for budget. So like I said, I don't think you're going to take this and win a GP. I don't even know if you're going to take this and win an F&M, but if you decide to pick up Teferi's Pool, it's cheap, it's really unique, and people just, the reactions are so worthwhile. That's the reason to play the deck, is just to get that rise out of your opponent, teach them some lessons in getting locked out of Modern, and just like the different card combinations that can do it. So anyway, that's been Teferi's Pool for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.